Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
What's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, the Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, you guys, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I know a lot of people have been reaching out to me to see where I was at exactly mentally, physically, because people haven't been seeing me or hearing from me. But I've been in solitude, you guys. I've been in God mode, like energy, just really focusing on myself and the things I have going on in my life, because we all have to take away some time from business, and then from the outside energies and activities in order to focus on what's like within you. So I do that. I go in stoic mode a lot, but this stoic mode is more so. It was more lengthier than the others. So when I tell you guys I drop these podcasts, and when I don't drop these podcasts, I'm working on something. But I promise to you guys, I'm gonna always drop a podcast episode here and there, just to keep you guys in the loop about what's going on and keep you guys motivated in your own journey. Because a lot of people, they come on my podcast, they listen to it, and they continue to listen to it. I'm only getting better with my communication. I'm only getting better with my delivery. So it's easier now to communicate that with you guys. Like at first, like I mentioned before, I was never a communicator because I just didn't really know how to communicate. But I always know how to speak, but effective communication is what I take control of now. So I've been going through a lot of character development over these last couple of weeks. And it's been a lot easier just to see myself grow into the person I want to actually be into, and the person I'm looking to, already embody that energy of as a real estate developer, as a successful, businessman, entrepreneur, someone people look up to that could really take care of everybody around them in their communities. I want to be that person that people look up to, that people could hit up, that people could call, that people could look up to as a big brother, as a mentor, that bruh doing his thing as an OG. I'm 25 and I'll still be called an OG. You feel me? Because I just have the grit to get more knowledge. And, you got to stand in the rain, you guys. You got to really go chase your dreams, even though the voices in your head is telling you it's not possible. Even though people may say, I don't know how you're going to do it. Even though you may want something that may seem out of your reach, you got to really believe it's already yours. And when I tell people, when you get discouraged on your journey, that's cool, because it's times where I don't want to do certain things. And I talk about that. I'm not perfect. It's times I don't want to talk to nobody at all. It's times where I triple, quadruple check, why am I really doing this? And I gotta go back to that foundation. That's why I love real estate, because you can't cheat the process. You can't cheat the process in real estate. You can't. And I tell people that all the time. It's going to test you. And life is going to test you. Business is going to test you. Relationships is going to test you. Your parents are going to test you. Your family's going to test you. Your friends are going to test you. Your job is going to test you. Everything's going to test you, bro. You feel me? So you have to look at it from a bird's eye view, like I mentioned in the past. Like my analogy is, you got to see everything from a different perspective. Look how high birds, fly. Think about your problem. The bird is looking at that like, that thing is so small, I can't even pin it out in the freaking landscape, because it's so small in comparison to what the outside world has to really offer. There's somebody right now going through a situation where you don't even know how they're going to get out of it, but they're not stressing about it. But you don't know how you're going to get out your situation because you keep stressing about it. But they already know they're going to get out of it because they've been there before, or they just know they have confidence to come out of it. But you got to stay consistent. You got to really stay on the journey, because the journey is essentially telling you, listen, I'm about to get this bag, right? But the bag I'm about to get has never been done before. This amount of money that I'm looking to achieve in a certain amount of time, and the cars I'm looking to achieve, to purchase, and the things I'm looking to just get, it hasn't been done, And I'm not talking about like the things, I'm just saying myself, like I haven't done it. So I'm striving to get these things, When I see somebody in my age group doing something extraordinary, I know what it took for them to get there. And even though they were like fronted the money by their parents, it doesn't matter. They're around that energy already, so it's a lot easier for it to flow, because you have people who done it at extreme levels. But me doing something that has never been done before for myself, that's an extreme level. And I have to hit that goal. I have to achieve that, because I'll feel bad if I didn't. I'm already going through things that people really can't explain, that people can't really fathom how I'm getting through those things, but I get through those things because I already know it's meant to get through. It's just temporary. You get me? So you got to stay hungry. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stand the rain. You know, I tell people all the time, like, entrepreneurship and business, it'll eat you up and spit you out. Like, if you're not really chasing your dreams and staying focused, people are going to literally distract you. I tell people all the time, when you're starting something that you've never done before, you can't listen to outside people because they haven't done it. And if they have done it, they would encourage you. And if they aren't encouraging you, they are hating on you and they're jealous. You know, if they're doing the same thing, but they won't support you or anything like that, but they see you doing it, come on, bro. Can, like, really think about it. So I don't put nothing past nobody. You feel me? My mom always told me that. Make money, not friends. I know a lot of people say, oh, you got to make more. No, you don't got to make friends. You got to make more business partners. You got to make more business relationships because you can't really call everybody a friend. A friend is someone who turns and metamorphosizes into a friend. You got to start off as a business relationship because that's how I'm going to really get to know you. You know, if I get to know you through a friendship, then you despise me or I despise you because we're not on the same page. You might not really even be thinking about the things I'm thinking about. We may not be aligned, but you can't understand what I'm doing because your vision is blurry, my vision is blurry. And then when we do get into business, things go sideways. Things go sour. You feel me? So being a friend, if we started off as friends, we're going to keep it there until the communication rises to business. If we're business partners, there is no friends after that. There is friends if you turn into a friend, if I trust you enough to become a friend, if I see that you're going to take me to a new level of my career, because I want to be used and I want to use people. We all have to have an exchange of value for each other. You pay people for their services because they provide something for you. They're taking your money, you're taking their time. So it's an exchange of everything in life. Time and money and numbers are the three things that people can't control. You can't control how much money you're going to make because you're only determined on your success. You can still be like, well, let me rephrase that. The amount of money you can make may not come at the time you want to come. You may want it to come in at. I want $1 billion. I don't have $1 billion yet. You get me? So I can't control that right now. But I could go ahead and get $1 billion if I put into the action. I can't control time, but I could dictate it. You know, I could dictate how my time is. I can't control it. You can't control how much money you're really making from your employer. As bad as people really want to say, oh, you want $195, your employer gave you $85,000. You wanted $200,000, your employer gave you $70,000. So what I'm telling you is you can't really control a lot of outside factors. But what you could do is you could put yourself into actions and steps that's going to take you to those end goals. Like I said, $195K a year, $1 billion in cash. These things are attainable, but we can't really control how fast they're going to come in. We can only manipulate the time to get to it. You get me? You only can manipulate time, bro. That's the only thing. That's why they say you bend time when you're traveling in space and all that shit. You don't get to bend time. You can't control it. You feel me? You got to manipulate it. You got to play with it. You know, Nikola Tesla talk about the energy. He talks about this doing things already that people aren't really doing because your energy is the most contagious thing in the world. Your vibration, your frequency. So you have to match the frequency of the things you want. You want to be a rich motherfucker? You have to act rich. You want to be independent and successful? You have to act like those things. You want to act like a bum? You want to smoke crack? Go ahead and smoke crack and do crackhead shit. You feel me? Then you're going to get crackhead results. You feel me? You're only going to be putting your energy into the things that really are going to make sense to you. Put your energy into the things that are really going to make sense to you today. So tomorrow could be a brighter day. It may not always shine, but the sun knows it's going to come out, though. You feel me? And I try to tell people all the time, it's not something that you should compare your journey to somebody else. Somebody may have done it quicker than you. Somebody may have done it at a bigger scale than you. But you're not looking at the foundation of what you're doing. You're creating a new legacy that a lot of people can only build from there. You started a foundation. You get me? So you started something that was never there. So you already achieved half of your dream. You get me? Like, if you bought your dream car, but then you still don't have your house, you still achieved half of your dream. You bought your dream car. You just don't have the house yet. Maybe the house comes after the car. Maybe you're not ready for a house yet. Maybe you really got to enjoy the car first because that's what you've been asking for your whole life. So it's really about how you look at things, but you can't get discouraged. You got to stay in the rain. You got to understand that the people who became millionaires and billionaires overnight off some like crazy Ponzi scheme or lottery tickets or like some crazy they don't value the money because that's why they're spending it so quickly for the people who, not the billionaires, but I'm saying that the people who hit the lotto, how they go broke so fast because they didn't understand the importance of getting that meal. If they knew how hard and how hard and dedicated you got to be to get $1 million cash on your own, then they will treat the million like a whole different type of bag because it's not something for them to spend. You feel me? So I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm not telling you what you do with your money. I'm just telling you, like, all I'm saying is the best way to go about life is to be the best version of yourself. But you can't get discouraged when things go bad. You know, I know a lot of guys who they may go through trouble with their relationships. Cool. You can't get discouraged, bro. Like women as well. You can't get discouraged because shit happens. I don't expect you to be happy 24/7, 365 out the days of, 365. I don't expect that. I don't expect you to be in a good mood 24/7. I don't expect that. I'm being realistic. I'm being practical, I'm not thinking like a freaking crackhead or weed head. Oh yeah, you got to be hippie all. No, I know people go through changes in life, and I know things are hard for people, and I know people deal with different things differently. But all I'm saying is you got to just stay focused. You got to stay motivated. You got to stay hungry. You got to keep that bigger image in your head. You got to know there's a bigger purpose for you out there. So I encourage everybody who haven't started on their spiritual journey or business journey or entrepreneurship journey, start thinking about it, man. Because you only going to want more for yourself when you start seeing that it's possible for everybody else. If you think it's possible for you, it could happen. If you know it's possible for you, it will happen. Understand that. Thinking and knowing is two different things. I already know I'm a GOAT. I already know if I go and speak in front of 50,000 people, I will command that attention. I will have the focus of many people. Because that's the type of confidence I exude in myself. That's the knowing that I know I'm already made for this. It just hasn't happened yet. But it will happen one day when I'm speaking in front of thousands of people about real estate, about business, about my story. They're going to listen back to these episodes and be like, you got to stand in the rain. You feel me? You got to stand. When your car breaks down, you got to catch the bus or you got to catch an Uber. You got to stay in the rain because you're uncomfortable now. So what you gonna do? Are you gonna trip about your car being broken down, or are you gonna go ahead and get some money to get it fixed? Are you trying to ride in the Ubers all day because you're spending $40 every time you're going somewhere? That's $80 a day. Now you're really messing up your bag because now the money is more coming out than coming in. Well, I don't really know about your situation, but what I'm saying is like the money being spent could have been money going into your car. You feel me? Saving up, but how are you going to save up? Are you not going to catch Ubers? Are you going to walk everywhere? Are you going to catch a bus? Can you stand in the rain? Are you not going to eat how you want to eat because you want to save enough? Think about these things, you guys. There's a lot that goes into standing in the rain. There's a lot that goes into seeing a bigger vision, being hungry for what you really want out of life. A lot of people could tell you, like, it's not easy. But when it comes, it's going to feel like it hit overnight. And you're not going to trip about the days you were homeless, the days you were hungry, the days you didn't have nothing to feed or bills to pay, when your lights were cut off, when your rent was about to get eviction. Like all these things you got to think about. Once you really hit that $1 million, once you even hit whatever type of bread you want to really hit, 50,000, 100,000, and you're able to take care of yourself, you're going to feel like everything was worth it at the end. Standing through the hard times, jumping through obstacles, and keeping and remaining focused. So at the end of the day, guys, I appreciate you guys for listening to Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, man. And I apologize, you guys, if I haven't dropped episodes regularly like I have. Like I said, I've been in my, this inner self right now, just focused on some goals I want to accomplish and being realistic, still being in reality. I could come out here and bullshit you guys all day about the things going on in my life. I'm not perfect. That's why sometimes I take a little time away from this podcast to get my mind right. And just to work more on business, to get things, get my house in order. And that's the only thing I really want to appreciate you guys for, like, understanding, for those who understand, like, what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, man, chase your dreams. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, any comments, any feedback, leave those things, man. Leave these things on an Apple Podcast review, man. Rate and review, let others know. And then, like, at the end of the day, it's been an amazing journey. So I keep you guys in awe. And all my affirmations, my listeners will be very rich and successful. And I'm already proud of you guys' success. So once again, tap in, listen to my other episodes, and take care.